All right, so welcome all of you for a demo on data science, particularly. You might call it machine learning, you might call it artificial intelligence. We use all these synonyms these days. They are about data science. So I am going to give you a brief about what are the drivers and the opportunities which are there present in the market for you to really learn this technology set, and what is that you are going to achieve once you have this once you learn this, and what kind of opportunities would come across to you, right? I'll start with my brief introduction. My name is Abhay Singh. I have worked with a lot of multinational companies. My past designation was Director Product Development in a company called Thomson Reuters, which is in Mindspace, Raja Mindspace. I left that company at the end of basically quarter 3, which is at the end of October. Right now, I have a company which is in uh, established under T Hub platform. If you are aware of what is T Hub, T Hub is the platform for all the startups, right? So my company is established there. And apart from that company, I am also an avid investor in market, and also I am an avid trainer as well. So I have like almost 23 years of experience. I started my career way back in 2001. Maybe some of you were born at that time. But I started my career at that time. And then I have worked on multiple streams of technologies. What I realized is that I wanted to impart that knowledge, right? When we work with companies, there is so much you can give, right? There's not many opportunities to share your knowledge and experience. And I being I being certified coach and mentor, even though while I was working in the organization, I had been coaching and mentoring a lot of people during that time. So far, I have almost coached more than 100 professionals, right? I mean, experienced people. So I wanted to impart my knowledge in terms of training, and that's where I am here with Kapil IT, where I am leading data science program, and I am the trainer for providing data science, AI, machine learning, however you may want to understand it. But that is the technology that I am taking care of. A little bit of my experience of what I have done. I have like led engineering practices. I've handled big teams during my experience. Developed a lot of products for Indian market, for markets based out in US, Latin America, UK, and others. So I would say very fulfilling 23 years of experience I have behind me. All right. I've also been member of NASCOM and Hyderabad and other technology platform. So that's me, right? Now let us. Before I start talking about what kind of opportunities and what kind of future is there, let's look into something. This is a YouTube video. I'm not going to play this fully, but
At Tootsie, the way to your smile makeover journey is seamless. With invisible aligners. For teeth gap, crooked teeth, and more.
yeah, but I'll play this video for 2 or 3 minutes, 2 minutes probably, and then we'll be talking about, then we'll build upon that video, right, which I'm sharing. So let me.
We use the highest quality aligner sheet The aligners itself are US FDA cleared. So what are you waiting for?
Download the Toothsy app and book a scan now.
Growing a startup is tough. You have limited resources.
So, pretty much this video, right? I mean, now there are multiple aspects why I chose this video, but I would like to understand from you, like, I mean, what do you think after seeing this video, right? I mean, does this look too futuristic? Any ideas that comes to your mind? Anything specific? Yeah, I mean, it is definitely about transportation, right? So it was one field where machine learning, data science, everything is going to robotics and everything, right, is going to work upon. So most likely there. Looks too futuristic. Maybe one of the things which might come. Let me tell you this particular prototype is being worked on right now as we speak. There is a timeline that by 2025 this prototype should be completed. Do you think that this would be applicable to India? I think this is going to be huge benefit for India. Sorry, my fans are not working today. Yeah, by the time this comes back. So, so there is definitely it is futuristic and it is going to work for the problems of India. Like, I mean, if you look at how beautifully it solves the problem of transportation, where there are very advanced machinery is being used, right? All these buses or the modes of transport that were used, they were one huge, and they were, I think, having lots of provisions for people to work on. So people wouldn't have downtime while they are traveling, right? Right now, if I go to metro, I don't have time to work upon, right? So this kind of mode of transportation is going to give us better better options. Give me a second, guys. I think I'll read it. Someone who is not Christian. Right. So now what now you might be thinking, okay, this is futuristic solution, But why am I showing this in a data science development? Right? That could be another question. Now, if you think about it, right, there were examples given where they are like arms of those buses which were on the ground, right, kind of on the rails. It was going on, and then if there is like an obstruction, right, in which they are seeing, then they are collapsing, expanding. Sometimes the arm is collapsing, and all those things are happening, right? All those decisions are, if you think about it, if somebody is going to drive it, it is going to be really difficult. But lots of these decisions are implemented through the machine itself. And that's where machine learning data science comes into picture. So all in all, like, I mean, this is one holistic solution, right? In that holistic solution, there are lots of machine learning or data science or AI driven technologies which are being used. Can anyone give me an example of, in day to day life, what are the examples of data science that you daily use, right? I mean, what do you think are data science algorithms that are being used by you? Anybody can give any example? Real time example, anything that comes to mind? I'm sure every one of you uses Android phone, right? Google Assistants. Have you guys used it? Right? That's a data science, right? How it is data science? I mean, you can talk to the anything, any device with which you can conversate is definitely going to be data science. Why? Because you are speaking in one language. Let's say I speak in English or my native language is Hindi, right? I'm sure you guys speak Telugu as your native language, right? Mother tongue is Telugu. And then you can also speak in English. If you know Hindi, you can speak in Hindi as well. Multilingual, right? We all are multilingual. I can speak to that device. What will happen is I speak in a particular language. That particular speech to text is going to. How would device? They don't have ears, right? They're not humans, right? So they will hear through the microphone or the speakers or whatever are there. With those, they will convert that the speech is converted to text. Then that machine will read it, will formulate a response. Now, formulating a response is another level of AI, I mean, data science going on there, right? Because they need to understand what is the question, right? I mean, I might ask like a question like, okay, what are the burning issues in Hyderabad? Might ask, right? Versus you might be asking like, okay, Google Assistant, you are asking like, I need to go to Ameerpet. Give me the fastest route. Versus somebody is saying, call this contact number, right? Call my mom, right? So everybody is giving a different context, right? As humans, we have brains. Like if you are asking me a question, I know that context. If I don't know anything about it, I'll say I do not know. But if I know something about it, I will speak about it, right? How would machine understand that this is the context? Right? That is another level of AI and machine learning that is going on. Based on that, it will formulate a response, and that response would be in again text format, and then it will be converted into machine. It will be converted into the speech, and then you hear the voice, right? So anything like Google Maps, that the voice over which is there in Google Maps, that is also machine learning. Siri, Alexa, those kind of devices that we use, those are all machine learning. How many of you use, and I will be coming into, I'm right now talking about some of the applications. I'm not going to read about these applications. These applications are the areas which are particularly solved by machine learning algorithms, right? In e-commerce, we have these kind of things. In manufacturing, we have these kind of things. Healthcare, transport, finance. In COVID, we have seen healthcare has drastically adopted machine learning, right? We have seen how COVID was so infectious that people were not even able to interact with each other. And at that time, machine learning has come as a game changer or a lifesaver, right? I would say. So I am not going to read about each domain and what are the areas, but I'll talk about some of the very obvious examples from your daily life. Maybe you would have used it, but you will be definitely able to relate it. And that is how I will cover this application. So, how many of you use Swiggy or Zomato? All of you, right? I guess. Do you remember? Do you remember using contacting support of Swiggy and Zomato in the recent times? How do you do that? Do you chat or do you call them? Mostly chat, right? 4 years back, right? 3 or 4 years back, if you would have to connect to a customer support of Zomato, Swiggy, any such applications, you would have to mostly call and you will be talking to us. Now, let's say, I mean, and I have, I use Zomato, Swiggy, and I have gotten issues where I have connected with the support guys of Zomato, Swiggy. It is mostly like what happens in these days is you might have noticed you have ordered something and an item is missing, right? You ordered like 5 items and something is from that item is missing. I opened the bag, I figured out, oops, there is one thing was there. So I then just went out to chat. I just say hi. As soon as I say hi, the response comes from there. Hi, is this regarding your recent order? And then they will give the order. And then there is yes or no. That is basically a chatbot, right? No human is doing that, right? And they have all the information, right? So data is there with them that my order has been placed. I have already ordered food from Zomato, and now they know what is that order. So they just ask like, okay, is this related to your this order? I said yes or no. I said yes. They continue. What is it about? Then they give us some options, right? Is an item missing? Your order is not delivered, delayed, wrong item delivered. Right? Could be whatever those 4 or 5 obvious issues are there, they're listed down. And I'll say like, okay, item missing because I'm reporting item missing. So then they have in the order, they have all the items also listed, right? So which order item is missing? I just select that item is missing. They'll say, oops, that's a problem. The cost of this item was, let's say, X rupees. So do you want X rupees refunded to you or do you want to order the same thing from the restaurant? Now, usually, I mean, you won't order again because your order has already been received. It is just one item less, unless that was like a significant item. Then you will say like, okay, no, go ahead and refund me the amount. I am fine with this. And then case closed. Approximately 5 minutes of conversation. 5 minutes is also long. Within 2 minutes, your chat, your customer case is solved. No human has been involved. Chatbot has resolved your query. Now, let's say if there is a complicated issue, right? In that case, chatbot might not be able to solve the issue. It will then transfer us to customer support. So if you see like 3-4 years back, even I have faced this problem 3-4 years back as well. And at that time, I have to call the person, and it took some time for me to make that person understand that one item is missing, right? So the idea is like, I mean, if you see, data science is not in future. I mean, there are fields in future, right? The video which we have seen is like more advanced problem solving, where we are seeing like more advanced problem solving. That's where we are looking into evolving things. And then also data science is also evolving, right? How many of you have worked with ChatGPT last year, right? I mean, have you used ChatGPT so far? Right? You know this, right? Before 2023, there was no ChatGPT, right? 1 year back, 2022, there was no ChatGPT. And suddenly ChatGPT now has become almost very important function of our life, right? We can Google things, but ChatGPT gives us a different context-based response to our problems, right? So it is little bit better than Google, right? So data science is also evolving, right? And these are not the sundry list. I mean, this is not the exhaustive list of all the applications that are possible there, which can be solved by data science. A lot of them are emerging as we speak, right? So, chatbot is one example of data science. Now, this is definitely done by data science because there's a lot of decisions which have to be taken. And that is what we are going to learn in this program, right? In this course. I will talk about a few of those things also. In e-commerce, right? If you are using Amazon or if you are using Flipkart, you see like lots of recommendations, right? That recommendation engine is actually built by data science. Based on your historical purchases, based on what you search for. Sometimes you search for something, but you don't buy it from there, right? But as an app, that data has been stored. that Charan has maybe looked into 10 items and he was maybe comparing some mobile phones. They know that there is a highly likely possibility that Charan or Charan's friend or family member is about to buy a mobile phone, right? And that's how we start getting recommendations as well, right? Based on what kind of specifications, configurations of things he has looked into or I have looked into, I'll get those kind of recommendations, right? So there are a lot of e-commerce such applications which are there with data science, machine learning. Like I've said about healthcare, in healthcare, with COVID, we have seen, if you all remember the second wave of COVID, right? In the second wave of COVID, there was a lot of pneumonia infection was happening in the lungs. And first doctors were thinking this is pneumonia, but then they realized it is not pneumonia. Once they realized how to segregate, and that was being done through the CT scan of the lungs, if you remember, or the X-ray scans of the lungs. Even the X-ray and CT were pivotal enough to find out whether it is a pneumonic infection or it is COVID. So both those infections look very similar. So during that time, there were a lot of doctors who had trained those images of COVID specific infections, and then that was devised as a model. If I go there as a COVID patient and they would have taken my X-ray and then they would have matched it with the data which they have, that they will get a score that this is 90% COVID. A 90% probability of this guy is suffering from COVID. So those kind of experiments were done, and that is the medical image analysis, right? The top article which is written there in the healthcare there. Transportation, you guys already know, right? Thanks to Elon Musk, self-driving cars and all, which are like kind of top of the town. It will take some time in India to get that implemented because of the population and because of the infrastructure and other things. But definitely it could be implemented. It is not that no one will be able to. We won't be able to get there. And then there are a lot of like, if you know, these days there are connected cars, right? So I mean, like I was taking an example of Google Assistants. Similarly, a lot of cars are now coming with like, I can speak to the car, right? So those cars are there where I can instruct a car to, my phone will be connected. I can say like, call somebody if I am on the way. I can have a conversation with them. So those kind of cars are also there. So those kind of enhanced experience on driving, car driving, those kind of things are also happening. Manufacturing, there are a lot of potential data science implementations. I'm not going to, like I said, talk about all this. Banking I'll touch base upon. There's like, right, I mean, in insurance sector, there's a lot of fraud. I mean, even these days, right, there's a lot of UPI scams and all those kind of scams and frauds are there. As soon as we are detecting these kind of frauds and scams, we are also trying to detect those frauds through AI and machine learning. And fraud detection is one big area in machine learning, which is growing as we speak, right? Apart from that, a lot of credit risk modeling, meaning if I'm applying for loan, lot of the time these days, based on the data that banks have about me, they will get a highly likely rating that, okay, this guy is 99% safe, give the loan to him. I mean, I have myself have repaid like almost 8 to 9 loans so far. So based on that thing, there is a credit risk modeling kind of module, which machine learning can also build. So these are some of the applications with domain, right? Like I said, this is not the exhaustive list. There are a lot of things if you go and explore, you will find out a lot of other areas where this can be implemented. From the applications, I come to the market evolution. So there are two aspects, right? Machine learning is not future. It is today. It's happening right now. It is present. Adoption is little bit lagging. So this happens with any, like if you know cloud technologies, right? Cloud technologies, we started to see somewhere around 2010, 2011, 2010 and 11 is when cloud technologies started coming. But there was a lot of reservation. Not everybody started to have cloud technologies implemented in their companies or they have adopted it. But now if you see, there's no choice. All the companies are now cloud enabled. All the at least some size, mid-sized, even like startups, they have no choice. They have to start with cloud because I like if I'm talking about my company, right? I am not that like a big company like TCS or those kind of big companies or like Thomson Reuters where I used to work. I cannot have like recurring cost of having a server and all that stuff. All that I pay by use, right? Because this is a startup. Right now, I have only 8, 9 employees, right? So for those 8, 9 employees, how many emails do I have to use? All those things, those are not cloud, right? So similarly, when cloud has taken any new technology that comes in, there's some hindrance or some barrier of entry which is there. That is what I have tried to cover in market evolution. What we are seeing is this landscape is changing very fast. The first point says that the revenue generated by AI is going to increase to $126 billion by 2025. Now, this is stale numbers, right? This is 3 or 4 months old data. I have to actually refresh it. I haven't done that, didn't get time yet. But yeah, this at point in time, this is giving us some statistics, right? In the past 4 years, the adoption of AI has increased to 270%. I've given you an example of chatbot. The next point talks about that. AI will be used in 95% of the consumer interactions. Most of the apps most of the support you connect with, it is mostly chatbot. First level is at least chatbot, right? Level 1 is chatbot. Level 2, if your problem is a little bit more complicated, then humans have to come in. Else, if your problem is very obvious problem or you are like most frequently problems that platform is getting, that will be solved by chatbot itself, right? So that is what it is saying by 2025, AI will be used in 95% of the consumer interactions. Consumer interactions could be support related things or issues or crashes or maybe some good feedback also, reviews, right? Another view like by 2030, from currently the market which is $136.6 billion, it will grow up to $1.81 trillion by 2030. Now, these were textual formats, something in visualization, right? How the market is going to grow. The market from 2022, since this was last year's, I have to, like I said, I have to refresh it, but I like to keep it from 2022. So from 2022, when it was 454,000 billion US dollars, to it will grow to in 2030 to 10 years time frame, 2,575 US billion dollars is what is the total global AI machine learning growth, market size growth, right? Coming down. Okay, so after talking about the market, how the market structure is or how the opportunities in the market are, then definitely we need to also look into, if you go to LinkedIn, right, all the job sites, right, what are the most top-notch skills which are there. You'll find out in top 10 skills, AI, machine learning, data science is where you will find it. So you can do this by yourself. I mean, I just put in a slide so as to give you an outlook, right, of how things are, right? I would now go a little bit deeper into what this whole thing is and how we have structured our program, right? So from like talking about like generic stuff, which we have all know, right? I mean, that is gyan, right? I mean, you guys would say like, what did you tell us new? You haven't told us anything new. So, okay, I go a little bit towards the program, right? So like I said, we have been using data science, we have been using AI, we say machine learning. All these are like synonymously used, right, terms. So there is little bit of clarity in terms of what all this is, right? So if you look at this dark background, which is there, and I have written data science on that, this is like kind of a superset, right? Now, from data science, there comes this red rectangle, which is called data mining. Now, if anything that has to be done through AI, right, machine intelligence, let's forget about AI, anything that has to be done by machine intelligence, first of all, something has to have data, right? If I ask you a question, if I say, let's say any one of you, I say, how much time would you take to run 5 kilometer 5 kilometer, and how much time you will take, and how would be the experience. Now let's assume, let's say that I myself, Abhay, I have never run that long a distance. I would say I do not know. Maybe I can crash in between as well. I do not even know about my stamina, right? Because I never run. Rather than what I do, so I mean, just going into my personal space, I play tennis. So if you say like, okay, if you play 3 games of tennis in a stretch, how would you feel? I'll say, okay, you know what, with my age, 2 games I can sustain. I won't be able to play third game. It takes too much of energy. How would I be able to answer versus the first question? Because I do not have any experience of doing that, right? Or if you ask me, and if you say, let's say I am a data science trainer, right? You ask me, okay, I am going to give you this problem statement. Can you build a project around it? Can you solve this problem? And say, you give me the problem, I will then tell you, right? Because I have solved a lot of data science problems. So I have confidence that I will, with that experience, I will be able to give you some sort of estimation. But let's say you come to me and you say AWS, let's say any cloud problem. I mean, by the way, I also know a little bit of cloud, not that I'm totally blank on that. But let's assume that I do not have any AWS experience, right? And you come to me and you say, like, you know what, this is a cloud problem that I'm getting. Can you solve this? I would say, I do not know. So the point that I'm driving is that for anything, humans, when we as intellectuals, when we do something, we have to have some sort of experience. If I do not have that kind of experience, I do not know what to do. Right? I'm not a mathematics student and somebody comes and give me a hard mathematics problem, I cannot solve it. I'm a bio student and somebody is asking me to do mathematics. I'm a mathematics student, somebody is giving me like, okay, you treat me medical student, right? I cannot do that. I don't have that experience, right? So similarly, for any data science thing, data is important. And as soon as data is important, that's where this red rectangle comes into the picture. We need to do a lot of things with data also. Where are we collecting data? This whole stream is called data mining, by the way. And thanks to Alex Talk, right? I mean, I was trying to find it out. I was trying to build a slide of it, but then I found this image, so I used this particularly. This is very close to what I think of data science, AI, ML, how they are structured, right? So this is all about like raw data collection, data processing, data cleansing, exploratory data analysis, and then don't worry about this part, and then communicate that report, right? So now you would be thinking like, okay, I am here to learn data science. What I have to do with data mining? No, a data scientist is a good data engineer also, right? Now let's say I work with data. I have established something. I worked, applied data science, right? Applied all these models and come up with some result. I need to deliver that result to you, right? I need to show that, let's say you are my stakeholders. You are the guys who are going to, let's say you are a business guys, right? And you have given me a problem, right? Let's say you guys are Uber taxi services. I mean, I'm just making it up, right? And you said like, okay, you know what? We are not getting too many drives. Can you find us what are the problems? And try and find out, right? There could be multiple models, application, and things which will be done, right? And let's say I have now some out for you. I have to present it to you, right? I cannot say like, okay, I run this model, this is the output. Would you be able to understand? You'll say like, what nonsense? I don't understand a single word, right? So we have to communicate that report in a visualized format. That is all comes under data part, right? So a data science engineer or machine learning engineer ought to be a good data engineer as well. Should be able to understand what data is, how we can clean it, how we can transform it, how we can process it, how we can massage it, and then how we can use it within our systems, right? Then there is this yellow rectangle which is called machine learning, and if you see this yellow rectangle overlaps with almost everything. I always say, I mean, I have kept this outside of this yellow part, but I always say that every machine learning engineer, if they are able to communicate their reports and results to the people, then they will become a good career, they will have a good career ahead of them. So I always treat this as this yellow also to be a little bit bigger, right? So that is machine learning. What extra is there in machine learning apart from what we have discussed here? So there are like once we have data, then there are machine learning algorithms which we can deploy. So like ChatGPT is deploying an algorithm. Like whenever we are doing this chatbots and everything, they are deploying an algorithm. Google Assistants, when they are hearing from us and then responding to us, there is a model which is deployed. This is called a LSTM NLP model, which is there. Natural language processing models which are deployed. So they are able to then ingest the data that we are supplying to them and then give us the output in our new in the most understandable form that is there, right? That is what machine learning is all about. Now, in machine learning also we have three criteria, three categories. Yellow is machine learning, so it starts with somewhere right base. So it is like, I mean, if you are all our engineering students, right? Mathematics, if I take an example, like status, uh, um, calculus, right, is a part of mathematics. But then the implementation of calculation, how derivatives, integrations are used, that's how we go into engineering and we develop some different kind of topics on top of that, right? Similarly, we have to understand models and algorithms. They are the basic machine learning algorithms, and then those become advanced where we have neural networks. There is deep learning also. There is convolutional neural networks as well, which all become the part of machine learning. And when with machine learning, we implement this in the machines itself. Right? So like Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, they are what? They are AI intelligent agents, right? That is what we want to build, right? So we have developed a model. Now I will excuse me, install that model into my phone, and then my phone become an AI, right? So there are lots of, like, I mean, when you chat in WhatsApp, you see, right? There are a lot of words which even in your native language, right? In Telugu you are writing, but you're typing. First few times it never comes as dictionary like option, but after that you notice that even a Telugu word you type in English, that you can see in WhatsApp, right? That happens, right? So it is learning, right? From where did it learn? It doesn't know Telugu, right? Or let's say if I'm typing Hindi in English, right? It does not know what words I'm typing. But then it realized that after I send that, let's say a Hindi word 10 times, let's say Dhanyavad, right? A Hindi word, Dhanyavadalu in Telugu. If I've written that 10 times, they know as soon as I start writing DHANY, it says Dhanyavad, right? So it just completes that, right? That is what is machine learning all about, right? So these are intelligent agents, and this green thing, all combining with machine learning and intelligent agents, is artificial intelligence. And this light blue part is deep learning, where neural networks. I have not put in neural networks, and then there is convolutional neural networks, computer vision, and all those things are part of deep learning, right? So this is how data science is particularly as a stream is all about, right? Now, when we come to the course structure, we are going to cover, there are some foundational concepts which anybody who wants to learn data science should need to know, that there are two specific things, statistics and then Python. Now, Python question which might be in your mind is like, do I need to learn Python as a full stack developer? No. The answer is, if you want to become machine learning engineer or data science engineer, you don't need to learn Python as full Python. It is basically the basics, foundational Python you need to know, and we cover that. So our course structure is, the first part is foundational part, where we talk about statistics, Python, probability and visualization basics. And then from there we move on to machine learning, which is all these uh, supervised learning, recommendation systems, feature engineering, ensemble techniques, and all that stuff. And then we move on to deep learning, which is more of neural networks, convolutional neural networks. And vision and NLP, computer vision and NLP are like the applications of deep learning. So we cover that. Now, this is just done on the introduction basis, but we do project here. So this is more or less 4 months course. With each concept, you will be doing a project assignment so that you are aware of how it is done. After the completion, once you're done with 4 months, there is 2 months internship option as well, which the counselor will be talking to you about. If you opt with internship, you will get an opportunity to work on a project full hand. Right now, we are working on some of the projects which are like, I'm just giving you this information, like fake news detection, translators, building translators, deep fake identification and detection, right? Those are the projects which we are right now, our students are working on today. And there are a lot of other projects as well, right? So this is how the program is. After that, this is the life cycle I've just put together because a lot of the students used to have doubts about data analytics and data science. So, I mean, data analytics and data science are like kind of integrated into each other, right? And they go hand in hand with each other. If you look at one life cycle of a project of data science, almost 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? These parts are from data analytics world also. These are applicable to data analytics, like so data mining, data cleaning, data exploration, data visualization can be done by data analytics as well. So if you want to learn data analytics or data science, I mean this program is going to teach you both. You could be good at both of those, but this is how the project is. There are two parts of machine learning particularly which applies for this project, this life cycle of a data science project, which is feature engineering, how to find out which features are important, which is actually important because that defines the accuracy of your model, and then getting the predictions of the modeling which is there, right? So that's all about what I wanted to share with you guys. Oops, sorry. Yep, I think that is the last slide here. So any questions that you guys have after going through this much of information? Are your doubts answered? You get a better clarity? Any other questions that you have? Any question that you have about the program, the structure, and the length of the program and everything, our counselors are well aware of those things. So you can talk to them and they will be able to answer questions. And that's all. If you don't have any questions, I think you're good to go. Wish you good luck in your pursuit of learning something. Mhm. Right, right. Just that is a 2 months project. If you want to opt for, then you can opt for that also with us. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's the whole idea, right? So after 4 months, I mean, see how it happens is when you are learning the concept, we do not get, I mean, we are still doing the projects for each of the concepts, right? When I have shown you this thing. For each of the concepts we are doing, but those are not big projects because we need to complete the course, we need to learn things, and then we need to continue as well, right? If you want to end to end, right? Once you've done, now you say like you might think of like, okay, why not I do a one project, big project on computer vision? I have done a research, I have done myself research projects on computer vision where traffic sign detection is one of the projects that I've done. Now it took me 6 months. So I know it takes a lot of amount of time. So that's why there is 2 months of project, internship, some project period which we have also identified. Where definitely I am going to be the guide, but work will be done by you and you will be completing it on your own. You will get all the guidance from me, but not the actual result, right? Which you will be getting during the time when you will be, during the first 4 months, you will be getting all the course. So you would be good enough to take on the project yourself. So that is the difference. Data science engineer, machine learning engineer, data analytics engineer, data analyst, data engineer, all these are the ones which you can get. And sometimes it is like, just one more point. Sometimes, you know what, there are business analyst positions also. You're good in business analysis and you know data science, machine learning, then you have an edge. So it depends on you where you want to get fit, right? There are multiple designations which are being evolved even as we speak in this world of data science. So those all are applicable. Yeah, your question.
Actually, I'm here for only data analytics. So, will there any separate batch for data analytics?
Yes, yes. So, what is going to happen is, see, the lot of overlap is there between these two courses. So, for first 1.5, 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, you will be part of this batch itself. You will also, all of you will be part of a Python, foundational Python batch also. But you specifically will also be part of SQL. For data science students also, we do encourage you to go and learn SQL. You will be learning SQL, Excel, Tableau, Power BI as well as visualization. It is optimal for you these Power BI and Tableau things. You will be learning Python enough. You are going to be data science, going to be in a field of data science. You can learn visualization techniques which are available through Python like properly and all, and that would be enough for you. It's not like thing. But for data analyst, if you are only building your career there, then apart from Python and visualization tools, you will be also getting chance to learn those things. The trainer for those Tableau, Power BI, SQL is a different person than me. But you will be part of my program also for almost 8 weeks, and then after that we will be moving on to learn different things. You guys would also learn Python and SQL outside of my classes. Okay. Yes. Sir. Only Python. Only Python. Then there are libraries, right? You might have heard about TensorFlow. You might have heard about Keras. I do not know if you have heard, but I mean those are. Django. See, Django is so if you are building an app particularly, then you would need to learn Django, right? It's not data science. Data science is like once you build the model, then output is received, then you have to integrate it to a web service, to a website, to a mobile app. That is when you have to learn Django, right? So we do not need Django particularly, but Django is like kind of a substitute. But we will, I mean, we can help you out when you will be working on that vendor project. We'll help you out in understanding how it has to be integrated. It's not like your responsibility particularly, but it's not that difficult also. It is very basic thing. I mean, I've worked on multiple like Django applications. I worked with React application where we have integrated React application to work with data science and everything. So there are tons of those things which we can teach you. Any other questions? All right, guys. Thank you. Good luck with your. Yeah. Sure. This is not the final thing. So there is. You can take the program brochure from outside. You can take a picture. No worries. But there is a program brochure which is outside also. But don't refer this as like a final thing. This is like 6 months back when we were starting our. I have put together, but we have changed a lot of things because of what we had seen and how we are involved in this program. All right. Okay, cool. Good luck, guys. And yeah, you can get all your queries resolved outside. Thanks for your time. Nice meeting you.